Welcome back to KK Cabaret, where we talk all things vintage fashion, sewing, crafting, and every little bit in between. Today is Friday the 13th, so happy Friday the 13th. I'm wearing like a spooky caftan by Oblong Box Shop, which sadly will be no more after she sells out all her inventory. So if there was anything you wanted that might still be on the site, go and check her out, please. She is my very good friend, and she poured her heart and soul into that company, and so I'm very sad to see it go. It was a big part of my pinup arc, and I still have a lot of my novelty skirts that she made, and I just, wanted to rock something cozy. This is like a modal jersey fabric. It's like really comfy, and it's 91, 92 today in Southern California, so it's perfect. Also, I am wearing curlers for the weekend, hopefully have some pretty weekend hair, and it's the first time I've been able to wear, sorry if my phone vibrated, sorry if I've lost complete track of thought. I haven't been able to put curlers in my hair in over a month. So the fact that I was able to hold my arms up and articulate putting curlers in my hair, I did a full like little wet set on my hair. This is the most curlers I've done in quite a while. And I'm just very, very, very excited about it. I can't wait to see how my hair looks this weekend. I'm off of coffee, off of all caffeine, and I'm on my herbal teas again. I remember telling you guys I used to be a tea girly, and then I went to being a coffee girly, and then I went back and forth, and now I'm back on tea because with my health condition, I cannot raise my blood pressure too high, and caffeine raises your blood pressure. Not only that, it like constricts the vessels, like your vessels and your veins and stuff, and I actually have a artery that's ripped. So we're trying to heal it, and I can't have any kind of thing messing with that, okay? So I am on herbal tea, and this is a Teavana one with lavender and citrus and something else, and it just tastes really good in my little teacup that my honey gave me. That I feel like looks like something out of Beauty and the Beast. Let's talk, it's Friday, so I love spooky stuff, so I'm actually obsessed that it's Friday the 13th for the second month in a row. Friday the 13th has always been a lucky day for me. I am not superstitious about stuff like that. I graduated high school on a Friday the 13th. I got my driver's license on a Friday the 13th, and I got my beautician's license on a Friday the 13th. I've never had a bad Friday the 13th, to be quite honest. Not that I'm going anywhere today. Not that I'm really doing anything. I might be going to my daughter's play. She's doing Little Shop of Horrors, and I went to opening night, so I might go to closing night. We'll just see how I'm feeling by the end of the day. A little catch up is I have this week been feeling a lot better, and yesterday I made it throughout the day without a migraine or any type of headache, so that's good. Today I was even able to do my yoga and my morning walk, which I haven't been able to do the combination in quite a while. I'll apologize if you hear my doggies moving around too. So I'm just like feeling like healing is happening. I'm feeling positive. I'm trying to think positively. I'm only doing positive manifestations right now. And thank the universe, because I was terrified for quite a bit and not doing much. Another big thing that I've done this week is I finished 2 garments. Last weekend, let's do a last weekend catch up. I did a vintage yard sale with a bunch of my girlfriends in Glendale. I sold a few things, and then I ended up buying something from my friend. So that's just how it works. I sold a sewing machine for $40, and then I used that $40 to go and buy a vintage knit set from my friend Etta. And I have no regrets. I did sell a few more things, a skirt and some painter's overalls and stuff like that. I'm glad I did sell some stuff. So it's not like, what are yard sales? It's good to give and get, get rid of some stuff, get a little bit of money, and just I like the feeling of getting rid of stuff. I really do. Plus it was fun, and it was a good day out with my friends, talking, laughing. I did get fatigued during the day. It was a warmer day, but not as hot as it is this week. And by the end of the day, I ended up very dizzy, very migraine-y. Me and my partner went out to lunch with the baby afterwards, and it was just, I think that was dinner actually, if you think about it, because I didn't eat for the rest of the day. I went home and went to bed. I was done for. I think it's just with fatigue or exhaustion, the symptoms get worse. So I'm trying not to do any of that. I'm not exhausting myself or trying to put myself out where I'm going to get fatigued. So that was last weekend, and it was a very beautiful weekend. I think I worked on Sunday, and then I just relaxed for the rest of the day. And then this week, I was able to, I think I cut out my patterns and I finished the patterns. But first I'll show you my little knit set that I got from my friend. It's navy blue. I know I have a navy blue already, but I don't have one like this. This one's more 1940s than it is 50s. It has the cutest collar detail of these like pointed edges that are just so cute. It has a beautiful 1940s little tag in it. The collar matches with the cuffs. It is so hard to see in navy blue in lighting, and I'm in like natural lighting, so that matches the cuffs. There is like, I hope I can show you this, but like the ribbing stitches like create little daggers. And if you can't tell, I love little daggers, but if you can kind of see that, like that's on the cardigan and it's also on the skirt. So I love details. I am a details girly. Anything like that. Let me see. And it does have some munchies and crunchies out of it from our dear friends, the moths, that we don't enjoy. See those? You can see it so much better on the skirt. I know you can see the dagger looking stitches. I'll also pop up a little video or a little picture of me wearing it. It fits perfectly, and I just have to mend her up. She's not as soft as she can be, so maybe she needs a little bit of a bath, but first I want to mend her and just see how she handles that. So next, let me take another sip. Next, we'll get into the first garment I sewed this week. Was not a garment for me. It was for my daughter. I made this gorgeous little farm themed dress. I'll get into what I did to the pattern, but it's so cute. And I have tons of vintage buttons. I don't buy buttons. I just have inherited a ton of buttons. So I always go through it to see what kind of cutesy stuff I have. And I found these adorable little floral buttons that I sewed on. And doesn't this give you like Babe vibes or Charlotte's Web vibes? Trying not to think like Animal Farm because that's terrifying. But just so cute. I love it. It's so cute. It fits my daughter a little bit big, which is fine. I used a very old pattern that I've had since high school. It is a Simplicity It's So Easy number 5988 in a size A. And I have actually I've done this before for my other daughter back when I had her as a toddler, and I've done this dress before for her. I want to make this little play suit for my toddler right now because she's a tomboy. She loves to get rowdy. So I'm thinking she would love a little set like this. I want to make that next for her. And what the only changes I made was it's not a fully lined bodice, which it is in the pattern. You double it, right, and make a fully lined bodice. In this case, I did just a facing. I just did facings. And then I did a bias binding on the armhole. I thought it would give it some cute contrast and just make it look a little bit cuter. And then I A-lined out, or not A-lined, but I flared out the skirt pattern. The skirt pattern is just a block, right? And then we gather it. It doesn't give it enough volume. And I think little girls need to twirl like big girls. We all like to twirl in our skirts. So I made it a twirling skirt. That is my first garment of the week I finished. I needed a small win to get the sojo going. Sorry, my toddler was summoned by hearing me talk about her dress. Anyways, that was that. I think if I made it again for her, I would also flare out the skirt because when I tried it on her, it just fits so much better. I love a flared circle skirt type situation anyway. We all do in the vintagey community. Okay. Next garment that I finished was my, what we called, oh, I didn't even bring my notebook over here. The farmer's market dress. That's what I'm calling it. And you'll see why in just a second. I did want to say I used this McCall's like vintage 1980s pattern. I just loved the shape of this dress, and I know it's an 80s dress, but tell me this can't like totally be a 50s dress, like with that long, I mean, I guess if it was 50s, it would probably cut off about here. If it was 40s, it would go even a little higher, right? Because rationing probably wouldn't be a gathered skirt. But I just loved the sweetheart neckline. When I started sewing it, I didn't really realize how low cut the back was. The back is this cute little like crisscross. It's honestly the cutest pattern. I got more to say about it in just a second. So I use this. It's number M8464. It's still available on Simplicity. Don't buy it unless it's on sale because I do not think the patterns are, I'm so sorry. I don't think patterns are worth it unless they're on clearance or on sale or whatever, because like I said, this pattern over here, I got like for $1.99 when I first started sewing, and now patterns are ridiculously priced. Ridiculously priced. I guess that makes me sound old, but whatever. Here she is in all her glory. I'll pop up a picture of me wearing her. She has a side zip. I lined her with this beautiful orchid color because I always go through the dress whenever it's a lined dress and I find my most favorite color out of all of it, and then that's the color I line it with. Just so you know, that's the way I do it. Unless I have enough of this fabric to make a matching lining, which I did not because this girl was a hog. Fabric hog. 5.5 yards. And she's all skirt. So I love the giant pockets. That's definitely modern day cell phone pocket vibes here. The sweetheart neckline and the little crisscross low back, which I will show you right here. Crisscross low back. You can see the little lining, and I always pop a tag in it. My original Kayla of California tags in them. I finished it. So I'm a dressmaker. I follow most instructions to a T, but if I don't like the way that the instructions are talking to me, I will finagle it into what I want it to be. And the way that it was talking to me about putting these back pieces together, I didn't like the way it was talking to me. So I did the lining and I sewed it in exactly how I would have wanted it sewn. The only thing is it wasn't a clean finish on the inside. So I did a wide bias, all cotton bias tape finishing for those seams because I don't like it when my waist seam is touching my skin. That's just how I am. Some people don't mind it. I know modern day dresses don't even have a bodice lining most of the time and they just have serged waistlines or whatever. Now that I sew my own clothes in the last, who knows how long I've been doing this, you learn how tacky and cheap modern clothing is made and how much better you can make it when you're making it yourself. This dress is 100% cotton. Granted, it's Quilter's cotton. I know it is because I think I got it from Joann's or something. But I loved the farmer's market motif on it. It honestly is a very fun, busy print, but when it's on, it just looks like a cute summer dress, like a sundress. I will pop up either a video or a picture of me wearing it. I haven't done like a stylized photo of it yet because I haven't done my hair, right? So I just did an initial try on of it. And I'm just letting you know, I am a person with many scars and tattoos and stuff, so I do have a giant scar on my back. You can see it in this dress. I don't care. At first it bothered me, but my family talked me down from my insecurities, and now I don't care. So yeah, I like the dress. That was the only part of the dress that I changed the pattern of, was that I changed the way it was lined. I guess like the way it finishes in the lining. Everything else I did exactly the same. It is all skirt. All skirt. There's like 4 panels of skirt and it's all gathered. It's super long. I love the way this. I don't know if it's like my new favorite pattern, but it's a pattern I won't soon forget because honestly, the bodice is beautiful. The way it is so simple. I made this dress in one day. It's a really easy make. And I think the bodice, it could be used for like a jumpsuit. I actually found these really cute. I didn't find it. I saw a picture on Crash the Party Vintage's Instagram, which you know I love her and I love all of the stuff she posts. But she had this gorgeous little summer gaucho jumpsuit. If I have a picture, I'll pop it in here too. But it's all gathered, but they're gauchos. So they're like pants, right? Or they're like hidden, it's a hidden pant dress. And I think this bodice would be so cute with like those hidden pant thing situation going on. That skirt is another thing where I'm like, separately, I think they're both beautiful. Even separately, I think they're both beautiful together. And I think that you can mix and match them and make beautiful other garments. So that pattern alone is not something that I would soon forget. I think I might be using that bodice for other things. I just don't know yet. I am a fan. I'm a fan. You can even make that bodice, since it's fully lined, you can make that bodice into a cute little crop top. It would be so cute. You just need how do you say it? Like a separating zipper for the side, and it would be the cutest little crop top. So those are my finished garments. Those are the things I'm very excited about. This weekend I have my daughter's, like, it's not a Sweet 16 party. I threw her a quince last year, so she doesn't get to. But we're doing like a little gathering, a little family gathering for her birthday tomorrow on Saturday. And then Sunday I'm going to my friend's baby shower where we are dressing up in our beautiful farmer's market outfits and little farm outfits. I do want to share a little bit real quick about some patterns I got in the mail that I had printed. I got the Make Do and Men dress and overalls from Gertie. I am not a fan of the overalls. I'm so sorry. I already have overalls and they're made with stretch denim. I've owned them forever. I have owned them since I was a much larger woman, and I have graded them down over the years. They fit me like a glove, and I don't plan on ever making another pair of overalls like that, or at least I don't right now, right? It's not in my mind. Also, shirring scares me. I've never shirred anything before, but why did I get the pattern, Kayla? Okay, I have some chambray, and it's like flowy, but it's like that dark, almost denim-y looking chambray. I don't know, maybe like a gray washed denim-y looking chambray. Anyways, I want to make the Make Do dress out of that. I liked the dress when she came out with that. I was like, okay, I see the vision with that, and I liked it much better. It looked way more 1940s to me. I know that overalls is 1940s too. I have a simplicity pattern where it is the overalls, the 1940s overalls. I've done those pants, and I actually plan on making those pants again soon for a pair of dungarees or something, but I like that pattern. I know a lot of people don't like that pattern. I do. I really like that pattern. And plus, it doesn't have shirring. I don't want that. I know other people like that, but I don't want that in my 1940s looking overalls. Or I'm not going to call what I'm making quite overalls, maybe. I don't know. I do have a plan for that 1940s simplicity pattern and a pair of, and a beautiful yellow fabric that I have, mustard yellow fabric that I have. And that's for a future video, but I just don't like the Make Do overalls as that. I like them as the dress, and I also have a few Marlene blouses that she came out with. I have a few of those planned too, out of some fabric that I have stashed. So that's going to be exciting. These two I'm only going to mention because I got them in the mail and I'm super excited. The butterfly dress from Gertie. Did you see it? If you didn't see it, you go to Gertie's page right now and you go and adore this dress. It's gorgeous. All versions of it, gorgeous. I want to make the shorter sleeve version of it and the longer sleeve version of it. But within the amount of time that I have before Viva, I'll only be able to make one, and I only have fabric for one. So I know that that's the one I'm going to make. We'll all just have to be surprised when I make it. And then the other one, I got a couple of these. The other one I got was the Amarette dress, but they're from Tuppence a Penny. This is the Cafe Culture dress with the peplum. I'm making one of my diva dresses out of this with some pineapple print. It's actually just like an easy 1940s day dress, and I have some cold rayon that I want to use for this. So I'm excited that those finally came in the mail. That's, you know, part of my little chat. But another thing is just, well, I'm sorry. Did you hear him? He's so tired of hearing me talk. I wanted to show you some things that my father-in-law gave me that I find super interesting. I'm a super nerd about stuff like this. Like I said, I don't buy buttons because they find me. Buttons find me. And look at, you can see where I accidentally ripped a hole in it with my nails. So I have a little plastic Tupperware full of the rest of them until I put them all in a big glass jar. Which my ex-husband is actually giving me some vintage milk jars. So I'm going to fill them up with vintage buttons. I think that's cute. I don't know why I like, that's darling to me. Put it in my sewing room, AKA my dining room, where you guys see I am sitting. Dining room is my sewing room. I'm sitting at my sewing machine. Is my makeup room. That's my makeup box right there. And, yeah, this is just where I spend a lot of time, I guess. But yeah, look at all these cool vintage buttons. I want to show you. I got these ones are so cute. He said that he knew that these ones reminded him of me, which I think is so cute. These little yellow wooden buttons. These are wooden buttons. So cute. Celluloid. Guys, that's a celluloid button right there. So, so cute. I loved these little purple ones. I don't know if you can eat that. It's not going to pick up. Maybe this one will though, because this is another purple one that I saw in there that I liked. And it's like a purple abalone looking one. There's all kinds of different ones. There's this little round one. And you guys don't need me to give you a button lecture, but I like buttons. They don't make buttons like they used to. And I'm going to sound like an old lady again. This is a metal button. They just don't, guys. And I love that I don't buy buttons. I don't buy modern buttons. I love that I always sew with vintage buttons or whatever I've inherited, because it makes my garments a little bit more fun and unique, because I literally sew the whole garment and then I'm like, okay, it needs several buttons on it. Let's go find what kind of buttons I have in that amount, right? And so it just like adds character to the piece. And that makes it even more vintage, because in the 1940s, they were sewing with what they had. It makes me feel glad that I have a stash and appreciative that I have a stash, especially now when money isn't flowing as much as it used to, because I can still sew and create really pretty things with what I have, but very unique things. And I am a unique girly. I want to add my own flair and character to each piece that I make. And that's why I have my own little tags, because maybe when I'm gone one day, someone's going to find these things and they all have my tags in it. They're going to be like, oh my God, who was this creative? Who was this designer? Who was this like tasteful woman? Another thing he gave me, which I geeked out over when he gave it to me. So I have this really old book he gave me, right? It's not in the best condition. I've cleaned her up a little bit. It is called The Art of Dressmaking by Butterick. When I opened it, it's so beautiful. First off, look at all of the artwork. I'm going to show you this, but it's copyright 1927. He saved it from a business that was going out of business and just had a bunch of stuff in like a sale pile, and if it didn't sell, it was going to get trashed. And a lot of these books were getting trashed because they had some water damage, but he saw this and knew that I would enjoy it, which I enjoyed it the second he handed it to me, because when I was a little girl, I would go to book sales and the books were like this fabric, weird material. It had that same kind of smell. The paper was yellowed. It was just, this being in my collection means a lot more to me than he even probably knows, just like, because I'm a book lover. I am a book girly, and I love paper, and I love having physical copies of things. So 1927, Art of Dressmaking. I can't wait to like get some little pieces of knowledge out of this. And then, so that's it for acquisitions and some of my passion projects and passion things. What I'm reading right now is I am listening to an audio book series called the Nocturne Falls Mystery Series. and it's what I've been listening to while I sew. I enjoy Cozy Mysteries. And right now, since I can't raise my blood pressure or anything like that, I have been off of Facebook and the news and all that. I can't pay too much attention to things that are definitely going to stress me out because I'm trying to stay calm, right? So honestly, just diving into either a comforting YouTube video, nothing too scandalous or trivial, or my mystery series that are very cozy and warm, have been comforting. And that's what I'm doing for myself, and that's what I'm doing this week. And I hope that you enjoyed this little vloggy, talky catch up with me. I'm hoping to actually do some vlogging fun in the next couple weeks, so we will catch up with some vintage events coming up soon. And I'll see you there. Make sure you like, subscribe, hype it if you can hype me. I am really trying to make this YouTube thing work for me and my family. So it's so great to see you. I can't wait to see you again.